What's happening, everyone? This is Uncle Devin, the children's drum cushionist, and welcome to another wonderful edition of We Nation Podcast. And We Nation Podcast, of course, is the podcast to our We Nation Radio, which is Watoto Entertainment and Education. Uh, Watoto is a Swahili word for children, and Watoto is and We Nation Radio, rather, is a 24/7 online children's music radio station that provides the best in family-friendly global beats for little feet. That means we're playing R&B, hip hop, funk, jazz, reggae, calypso, go-go, and world music, all for our community. You can make sure you tune in 24/7 radio station at wenationradio.com with two E's. And you can also follow us on our social media channels. And we have our podcast because this is where we also are able to talk to you and share with you some wonderful things that's going on with children and family music and beyond. And today I am so honored to have a wonderful guest that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. Just also make sure you stay tuned and you follow us because we're going to be sharing information with you about a new station, that a network that I'm honored to be a part of the ownership of. It is called the Black Children Network. Can you imagine that? The Black Children Network. This particular station network is a multimedia streaming platform that produces videos, movies, music programs designed to educate, entertain, and inspire Black children and families. We're going to be bringing you more information with that with all three of us founders coming in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We can't wait to share more information. But right now, I have to bring forward to you two amazing people. First, I have to bring up Marjwan Canady, who is I guess the lead, the foundation, the director of Canady Foundations for the Arts, and we have a long connection of working together. Welcome to We Nation Podcast.
Hi, Uncle Devin. Thank you so much for having me. Good to
Oh,
see you.
oh, you're welcome, and thank you for being here. And also, I want to bring up the president and executive director of the Nick Cannon Foundation. That's right, the Nick Cannon Foundation, the one and only Ronald Highsmith. Let's welcome him to the We Nation podcast. Oh, let's bring him up here. There it is. Welcome, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Of
Glad
course.
to glad to be here.
Yes. Well, listen, I want to first and foremost thank you both of you all for being here, and I want you both to share a little bit about your foundations. But I got to start with you, Marjwan. We've been working together since we first played on the same stage. I guess almost 8 years ago, if not longer.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the Kennedy Foundation.
The Canady Foundation for the Arts is a nonprofit that I started in 2015, and we're a cultural arts based nonprofit based in DC. And we use storytelling to empower youth of color by providing them with community partnerships, community engagement, live performances, just giving them opportunities to see themselves reflected in story. So we're really excited about, this upcoming event. Also working with the Nick Cannon Foundation because literacy is a huge part of what we do. Just getting young people engaged in stories that accurately reflect them. So this is just one of our many programs that we have, and it's our first program, our first year of doing this program. And we hope to continue the Imagine in Color Read Aloud program in the future.
That's awesome, and I know. I mean, just to see your growth over the years, and the most important thing that I've learned from you is your determination. You don't, I mean, I've seen you grow. I've seen you when you were doing your work in with the Sesame Street Academy, I think it was that you were in. I've seen we've played your books. Your books are just amazing, and we're going to talk a little bit about the jazz story in just a moment. So thank you so much for being consistent and being a light in our community.
Of course, thank you. Same to you as well.
Well, thank you. Okay, and so Ron Hospice, talk to us a little bit about the Nick Cannon Foundation.
Absolutely. Nick Cannon Foundation was established many years ago, initially in 2008, and Nick got married, and when he married Mariah and had other priorities. But I'm as excited to have the opportunity to help him relaunch his foundation in 2016. And, Nick has always had a passion for young people. He started out working as a teen star with Nickelodeon, and he ultimately emerged as being the chairman or the youngest chairman of a television network at Nickelodeon. But the Nick Cannon Foundation has a primary focus, of course, on young people. We have four pillars, and of course, education is our priority, and that being career education, as well as childhood education, with a focus on second graders and reading efficiencies of second graders. The other pillar is social justice and criminal justice. That's also a passion of Nick's. As you know, he attended Howard University, got a degree in criminology. But we're doing some exciting things in the social justice arena. We're working with inmates with felonies that are about to return to society, returning citizens, and we're excited about the programs that we have working with various correctional facilities. Leadership development, of course, is something that's important to us as well. And then, of course, lupus awareness. Nick is a lupus warrior and has done an amazing job at fighting that disease. And that also falls under our basic human needs, where we work with the homeless. So we really are truly excited about working with Canady Foundation, and particularly this Read Aloud series, Imagine in Color. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that. But we're excited to be a part of that. And this is, our first opportunity to partner with them, and we're looking forward to growing that partnership.
All right, that's awesome, and and it's just great to see his growth. I consider him the hardest working man in show business next to Steve Harvey. No play. Uh,
Yes.
so so let's talk a little bit about your upcoming event. I'm excited that of what you're doing, and let me bring this up here. The Imagine in Color. Marge, want to talk a little bit about this and what was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, well, Imagine in Color really started kind of as a brainstorm during the pandemic. Obviously, all of us were inside, but just the effects it had on kids, especially, just talking with, our staff and our board members, just figuring out other ways to engage with kids and the importance of reading, not and especially for kids to experience stories that accurately reflect them culturally. So that was very important to me in terms of the inspiration of the program. But as you know, Devin, I have been working as an author and as a performer for the last 8 years in terms of children's content. So I knew personally how important reading is for kids, and especially for them to engage in the storytelling experience. So that's really how it started. And so my team, we got together and we said, how can we feature the Callaloo Kids books in a new way, in a way for kids to interact in the reading process. Obviously we're still virtual, but we wanted to get kids excited about reading. So we have the professional actors in the CFA repertory company. That is my the theater aspect of my company. They're going to be reading the stories. So it'll be very theatrical. Kids will be able to see the illustrations and the visuals. So that's one element of it. But we really want to use this program to highlight cultural stories, stories that, again, reflect kids so they see themselves. It's a great way for families to engage in the story. And also we want to encourage families, caretakers, educators also to continue reading aloud at home, and
Yes.
we're providing tips and educational resources on our website, ways that little things like building a library, creating a library in your home, creating quiet time. I'm sorry, creating quiet time, um, where kids and families can engage together. So that was kind of the inspiration. That was kind of, as you can see, I'm a mom. I'm a new mom. So being able to balance. I mean, that's really what it is. Being able to balance time, having support, having if it's not parents directly, like how can you engage grandparents, how can you engage other family members in the reading process, because reading aloud is really the foundation of learning, from literally infancy all the way up to third grade. It really is the foundation of how children understand language, their learning abilities, their study habits. So we want to use this program as an example, just a small example of how you can really impact a child, just through the basic storytelling, a storytelling activity.
Sure. And
Yeah.
so, Ronnie, why was it important for the Nick Cannon Foundation to partner with the Canady Foundation for this?
Yeah, first of all, we were just so impressed with Marjuan and the work that they're doing. Just love seeing that kind of work done, for young people, curated for youth, with color. But most importantly, as you know, Nick Cannon also is a children's book author,
That's right.
and he's got a couple of publications out there. Um, so that always excites him when he have an opportunity to talk about his experience and co-authoring a book with his two twins from Mariah Carey. And but he also feel a sense of responsibility, as an author of color, to have the opportunity to expose young people and let them know that there are authors who look like them. So we just was really excited. We have a literacy program that we are an emerging literacy program that we are targeting second graders.
Mhm.
Research shows that second grade is a foundational time, for getting those reading fundamentals. If not, they statistics show that they develop problems later in life. But we are excited about a program that we are calling the Mentor Protege program, and we're going to be launching it here in Harlem in a second grade, called Lexington Academy, where we're actually going to have volunteers going in 1 hour a week. Even from the Nick Cannon's production staff for the Nick Cannon show, we have volunteers there. But we're going to be going into the school 1 hour a week and reading with a second grader.
Isn't that
And and that's going to culminate at the end of the year with Nick Cannon actually coming over to the school with rock and roll, and we're going to do a read aloud in one of the classrooms. So,
wow?
it just, to me, it's fascinating to me. We're actually learning from the Canady Foundation and the work that Marjuan is doing. And so we're looking forward to that, exploring those synergies and continuing to build programs in DC as well as in New York City.
Yeah, and that's great. And we may have to double back with you another time about the mentor protege program. That's what you call it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to double back on that another time, and so we can really shine some light on that as well. And so now, Marjan, so when is Imagine in Color taking place, and how can people get involved with this?
Yeah, the Imagine in Color actually starts this weekend on Sunday. So it runs from November 14th through the 25th. And we're doing 2 read alouds a week. So you'll get to experience all the Callaloo kids books from a different storyteller. We're also featuring one completely in Spanish, so we'll be able to engage with Spanish-speaking young people and families. It will be on our Facebook, live on Facebook at Canady Foundation Arts. It's free of charge. Any donations that come in will go directly back to our literacy programming. We're also going to be donating a portion of those proceeds to the Homeless Playtime Project, which is a nonprofit in DC that serves children and families currently that are homeless and helps them get back on their feet. So we've done some work with them before, and they're just an incredible organization. So you can register at www.canadyfoundationarts.com. You can learn more about the program. I'm sorry, not .com, .org. Thank you for that pop-up that, you just get used to saying .com. Yeah, so I mean, we're really excited, like Ron said, to, be partnering with Nick Cannon Foundation. I mean, Nick, as you said, Uncle Devin, he is, a beacon for our community. And I don't think a lot of people also know the work that he's doing in the community. We see him on the stages and on screen, but he really is doing some incredible work. And I'm so happy that we've, gotten to learn about the foundation, and we hope we can continue our partnership, but also develop this program, because really my dream is to highlight other authors of color, because as we know, Uncle Devin, there are so many authors of color, Black and brown authors, who are creating music, incredible music, books, just media and content for our children and for all children. And that's what our children need to hear and experience. So I hope, next year we're in person, we can have our performers reading Nick's books, feature other amazing books, and we can make this an annual event.
Great. So again, that's the Read Aloud series that's starting November 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live
That's
on
right.
Facebook at Canady Foundation Arts. And so you can always, first of all, go to their sites and follow them at Canady Foundation Arts. And I appreciate the fact that you're doing work with the Homeless Playtime Project. That was one of the first organizations I volunteered with back in 2012. And it's ironic too, when I worked there, I know many people have heard about the situation of Alicia Rudd when she went missing at 7 years old. She was actually at that shelter, and she was actually in one of my classes. I didn't really know that was her until after the situation had happened, and they still haven't found her. So I always put out a
Wow.
appeal for people to anybody has any information about missing Alicia Rudd, to make sure that you contact authorities, let people know where she is, so we can close that situation. But thank you for even elevating the Homeless Playtime Project, because that's a great organization. And it's free registration. I'm gonna put up for those that are watching via the video link. It's tinyurl.com/CFA Imagine. C as in Charlie, F as in Frank, A as in Apple, Imagine. So that's tinyurl.com/CFA Imagine, where you can register for this event. This is going to be awesome, and we really want to make sure that we can get as many people, many ears in this case, to tune in, because the thing is, I mean, and I'll end it with this, and you both can comment on this. What's the importance of having children's imagination? When they're able to hear a story, not necessarily just see the pictures, but to be able to hear a story. How important is do you think the imagination is in what you all are doing?
Well, I'll jump in, then I'll pass it to you, Ron. I've spent the last 15 years also simultaneously working in the classroom, creating, live theater productions and bringing it into the classroom. So kids, for them to be able to physically see and experience and hear a story, it just opens up their possibilities. So, I talk about that all the time in the classroom with my students. Just what do you imagine, your life to be? What do you imagine, what you could do, especially for our, Black and brown kids who are growing up, in difficult circumstances. Oftentimes, and I'm a product of that too, oftentimes our environment, affects it can affect our outcome, but with
Yes.
programs and experiences and mentorship, we can change that. So that really is, for me, theater and storytelling, that it changed my life as a young person. It
Yeah.
got me out of my environment. It allowed me to say, hey, I can do this. Or, even, our partnership with Nick Cannon, it's like, wow, Nick Cannon sees the value in this. I
Yeah.
never imagined that,
Absolutely.
but to know that you can change your outcome, just through your
Yeah.
mindset.
All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we tell our kids, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And another, I think, asset that Nick has as a celebrity. I mean, a lot of young people are truly inspired by celebrities. So we love the opportunity to bring Nick to engage young people. And young people are very visual. So if you can pique their interest and hold their interest better, reading to them, we think it just opens up the door and the opportunity for them to develop reading skills. So we really excited about that and
Okay.
look forward to participating in this read aloud.
Well, thank you both for taking some time to be with us today and share with us about the Imagine in Color Read Aloud series that's taking place on November 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Facebook. Go to Canady Foundation Arts on Facebook, and also you can make sure you register and be a part of this. I wish you all much success. I'm going to be tuning in so that I can also learn some things as well, and I look forward to many more great things coming from both of you all in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Devin. Thanks for having us.
You're
Bye.
more than welcome. All right. Man, that was great. That was the one and only the Canady Foundation with Marjwan Canady. We also had the Nick Cannon Foundation with Ronnie Highsmith, and there's some more great things that's going to be in store for you. So thank you all for tuning in. As always, again, you can always follow us or go and listen to music 24/7, the best family music that you can find out there. No commercials, nothing. You don't have to worry about the content. It's nothing but age appropriate and culturally relevant music. But I got to get out of here. I'm Uncle Devin, the children's drum cushionist. I want to just say, as I always say before I leave, just remember this, that life is a drum. So beat it.